Oh, all right, guys. How are you? It's Bill from Gnome and the Frog. Dave just left the room because I, as a beginner, did not know that I had to hit the live button. So pardon me. This is my first time doing live, and there will be some mess ups, and that's what it's all about. Um, my husband Dave. So pardon me. This is my first time doing live. What am I doing wrong here? Can everybody hear me? Am I being heard? You know what? I'm a rookie at this. I'm bringing Adam on to help me out. Okay, you can hear me. Again, I apologize, guys. This is my first time doing this. So anyway, my story. About 2.5, 3 years ago, we had a coworker started talking to me about reselling and eBay, and I lit a bug that I had sitting dormant for about 15 years. So I went home and he gave me a couple YouTubers to watch, one being Rockstar Flipper. So I watched his videos for about 2.5 months and started learning about different things and everything. And I decided to open up the eBay store. We started with, actually, I believe I went right to the premium store for the $15.99. So I took $20 over to the Goodwill, bought a couple things, and one of the things that I bought was a trivia game from the Friends, and I threw it up on Macari, and we sold it for like $25, and that just started everything snowballing. There was a neighbor that lived a couple doors from me that was selling stuff that she used to get from garage selling and storage units. So we had brought a Brothers printer for $5 and we flipped it for $80, and Dave was all on board with it. So what we did is we took that $80 and we went to the thrift store and started buying things from what we thought would make money and started listing them up on eBay. And I actually started up on the 3rd floor in a small bedroom, and I was just taking pictures by the light of day. And Dave surprised me and bought me a nice little light kit. And we started numbering things on coat hangers and into the closet. And then we got to the point where things were just getting too disoriented because we started selling some things now and then. And we moved now to where we are in the basement. So basically for 2 years, we did not touch anything that we had sold. We used all the money, stayed within the business. Well, then it was a hobby. We kept it separate. And we just continued to snowball it and snowball it and snowball it. And we took a chance. Our first 6 months in, we went to eBay Open. We paid for it out of our pocket as a vacation. And we wound up meeting a lot of wonderful people. Adam from Adam's Exploits. I see that Scott is in the chat. We met him and had dinner with him. And now we're best friends. And then the second year we went. Oh, I'm sorry. I met Casey, my mentor, for the first time. And then the second year we went, I met Star, Flippin' Hippo, and a lot of other people, and just grew this business by networking. And it allowed us to quit our job. Well, Dave quit his job and worked the business a year in. And then 6 months later, I quit. Now we are both full-time into the business. So I want to just talk to you guys about how you can go about doing it if you decide to do it as a hobby or a business. So I'm going to bring Adam on, and we're going to discuss and help you guys decide whether you want to make this full-time or part-time. So, hello, Adam. How are you?
Hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
You guys decide whether you want to make this. All right, what am I doing wrong?
Got it muted?
I cannot hear you.
Okay.
I'm getting feedback and I'm not sure why.
Good.
I cannot hear you. All right, what am I doing wrong here?
You probably have YouTube open. You only want StreamYard open, remember?
Not hearing you.
Bear with us, guys.
All right, what am I doing wrong? Hold on, guys.
Probably
I'm
have
good with
YouTube
this.
open.
All right.
You only want StreamYard open, remember?
Oh, yes, I do.
Bear with us, guys.
All right, what am I doing wrong? Hold on, guys.
Probably
I'm
have
good with
YouTube
this.
open.
Oh, there we go. All right, how's that?
Perfect.
There we go.
Got
Rookie mistake.
The learning curve, guys. Bear with
I'm
us.
doing this. I'm sorry. It's the first time doing a live show on my channel.
All right. So, all right, guys. So now, rewind. But anyway, so you heard with Bill's story.
I'm a little nervous. I'm sorry.
It happens. Anyway, guys, I'm just going to introduce myself. Then I'm going to get into. I'm just going to basically I'll tell you a little bit about myself, how I got involved in reselling, and I have like a basic like outline of the things that you should do if you want to become a reseller, whether it be part-time, full-time. There's more geared toward part-time or just starting out, but I'll get into that and I'll give you guys some tips and tricks, some basic info. A lot of you guys in the chat are already established resellers, but Bill and I had discussed this and he wanted to discuss this topic, and I figured, well, maybe we'll get some newer sellers in. And we can kind of, help them out as starting their business, because we both find it very rewarding. And like I said, Bill and Dave both quit their job. That's what we call it in the reselling business, the job. They both quit there, and they're both doing this full time now, and they're making a living off of this, doing very well, and they're happy. They're enjoying their life. They're enjoying their they'll work whenever they want to. They can get up early in the morning at 6 o'clock in the morning. They can work till 3 o'clock, in the next morning, or, vice versa. If they want to take a day off to go share with the family, go camping, or et cetera, they can do that. So that's Bill's story. My story is a little different. I was in outside sales in the wine and liquor business for over 30 years. Started out at retail level, graduated from college. Both my parents were school teachers. Long story short, my father was ill growing up with Parkinson's disease, Michael J. Fox's type of Parkinson's. So I had to assist with help with my father at home. So my mother was basically like a single parent. So being a school teacher and supporting a family on a school teacher salary, back then school teachers didn't make very much money. She was a shopper. She wasn't really a thrifter, but she was a bargain shopper. So she taught me the value of getting deals, getting bargains. So she used to shop at Marshall's, and she used to shop at Target, and she used to call it Marshall's and Target, make it sound French like it was ritzy. So that's how I learned how to get deals. So, now everything is online. I think I'm still on the show. Yes, I am. There we go. So that's how I learned how to get deals. Now, obviously, buy things on Amazon, eBay, et cetera, et cetera. But so that's how I got involved. And I knew about, getting bargains. And then I was working, I had to go back in the retail. I lost my job basically. The economy got bad. My accounts started shriveling up, and I had to go back in the retail. So I went back in the retail, and I was using that job, the network, to try to get a job, whether it be, as a manager or store manager or a buyer. Unfortunately, I was doing mostly clerk type work, stocking shelves, helping customers with wine suggestions, et cetera. And I got hurt. I tore my Achilles. I didn't rupture it like, the athletes typically do. I basically stepped off a ladder. I tore it. Wasn't aware of it. I was in pain, but I was and it kept getting worse and getting worse and getting worse over time. So what happened was eventually I went to my physician, went to a orthopedic doctor, et cetera, et cetera. Nothing was working. So eventually I had to go out and I couldn't collect workman's comp. Of course, insurance companies don't like paying workman's comp. So I said, well, I got no money coming in. So that's when I decided to get involved in reselling. So I followed all the OG resellers, the Craigslist Hunter. I was following Lindy Glenn. Got involved following Casey, the Rockstar Flipper, who David talked about earlier. So I learned, that's how I learned reselling. So I've been doing it for, I guess, almost 4 years now. So like I said, what I did was a little bit different than what I'm going to explain to you guys. So that's how I started. And I just took my money. I invested in lighting kits. I invested in, different mannequins. I bought my mannequins at Macy's when they went out of business. So basically I did it a little bit differently. But what I suggest to you guys is, the newer sellers, is that when you first start out, you can use your personal eBay account. That's when I first did. I kind of dabbled in a little bit. You get anywhere from 50 to 200 free insertions for an unpaid account, just a personal account. So I would use those 50 free listings. I think I did that for like 3 or 4 months until I got my feet wet, so to speak. And then I signed up for the basic account. With the basic account back then, it was 250 insertions, free insertions for buy it nows, and 250 for auction listings. Now they've changed that to 250 auctions and 350 for buy it nows. And I pay annually. I pay monthly, but I have an annual subscription, so I pay $21.95. So basically, I signed the contract is what it amounts to. So that's what I did. But what I suggest to newer sellers is to just start out, basically with your personal account. You can start out with the 50 listings. What I tell people is to look around your home. Maybe you lost weight, maybe you gained weight, so you can use those clothing that you're no longer using. Look for electronics around your house, possibly that you may not be using. Maybe you played video games, or your children played video games, and they're no longer being used, or even the consoles are no longer being used. Again, so you want to spend as little money as possible up front. So you want to take that, sell that on eBay, plow that money back into your profits, back into buying more product once you go through your basically your inventory that you have around the home. So that's how you would do it. So like I said, you find things to sell. You can also shop or source. We call it in the business, we call it sourcing, at thrift stores, yard sales, garage sales, estate sales. Again, get your feet wet. What I recommend is very important, and Bill and I have discussed this in the past. Know like your various local thrift stores. Know when they run a promotion. Like in my area, Salvation Armies will run, like we call them Salvo for short. They'll run a promo on Wednesdays typically, and there's certain colors that are 50% off. Bill has some local thrift stores near him that have senior days.
Yeah, we have out here. It's called Community Aid. We're out in Lancaster, PA, and like you were just saying, Tuesdays is half price day, 55 and over. Everything in the stores are half price. Right.
So you have to be aware of local thrift stores when they're running promotions.
And then
when I first started, my Goodwills were running 99-cent Sundays. So what they did is they rotate the various colors, and then they would the colors. I think it was for a month. Anything that's been there for a month or longer. I'm not sure the exact procedure how they did it, but then they would put those 2 colors up, and they would be the color of the day, and they would be 99 cents. So people would be lining up outside the store before they even opened, and it was very competitive, believe me. So I no longer do that. I mean, I will eventually when I go through my cash pile or death pile, as we like to call it. But currently, I just once in a blue moon, I'll stop at thrift stores because I want to work through my current inventory. So that's the way you source. Typically, like I said, try to get things for the least amount of money possible, but make sure they're saleable.
And you also have to understand that it's not a quick rich scheme.
Get rich quick scheme.
It took us, like we were talking about earlier, it took me 2 years. Well, us 2 years, and also to make sure that you guys have at least 6 months of an emergency to pay your bills off.
Right.
So.
Okay. So then I said, so when you're in those stores or when you're at a yard sale or garage sale, I went out. There's not a lot, and I'm in New Jersey, right outside of Philadelphia. There's not a lot of real yard sales going on with what's currently going on. We don't want to mention the word. Not that Bill's monetized right at this minute, but we don't want to mention the word because YouTube doesn't like that word. So what I did was I would see some things like they said, some local jerseys. They had some Eagles jerseys and Philadelphia Phillies jerseys. So it's these were vintage, older. So it's well, I don't know what they're selling for. So I looked them up, and what I found was this person was basically selling them for retail prices. They're basically selling them at eBay prices. So I said, well, we like to say meat on the bone. There wasn't enough profit for me to purchase those items and then resell them. So basically, I walked away from that sale. I went to another sale. There was a bunch of things that I wasn't familiar with, or I felt I couldn't make any money. So walked away from that. But again, typically yard sales, sometimes you pick things up for 50 cents, $1, you can bundle. We talk about bundling in this business, get together 6, 7 things, and maybe things are $1, $2, $3. So maybe it's $20. offer the person like, $8 or $7. Maybe they'll come back and come back to $10. So again, you want to get it for the least amount of money, but again, you want things that are saleable. So when I say you want to do your research, you want to go on eBay, you can download the app on your phone, look things up as far as current listings, and especially you want to look at solds. So you want to see if somebody could have something listed for $50 and maybe it's only selling for $25 from the history. So again, what you basically go into is when you do the search, you click on the advanced tab in your app or on the computer, and then you would punch in used or new or whatever. And then you would, research, what it sold for, what the price was, how quickly it sold. That's important too. If you want to buy something, you don't want something you're going to sit with for, 9 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years. You're only going to make, $10 or $12 on the item. You want something that's going to, especially at that kind of price, is going to turn over relatively quickly. Okay. So you want to do your research. After that, as a newer seller, what I recommend is using someone else's listing, finding a listing you like, as far as the verbiage, etc., and then selling similar on eBay. Again, there's videos that will show you specifically how to do that. But basically what I recommend is selling similar. One thing I want to tell you is don't use the other person's pictures. You never use somebody else's pictures. And you don't use pictures. You don't pull, like, say you're selling a pair of Tommy Hilfiger jeans. You don't want to pull a picture off of Tommy Hilfiger's website and use that picture.
Stock pictures, absolutely.
That's wrong too. I mean, technically it's illegal. So again, you take your own pictures. What I recommend as a new seller, like Bill said, use daylight, use sunlight wherever possible. Some people I know go literally outside and take pictures outside. They set up a table outside and use the sunlight to take pictures. If you can, eventually, again, this is for newer sellers. Eventually, you can get involved with lighting kits, et cetera, et cetera. Once you get more advanced. One thing I definitely would suggest to newer sellers is to get a shipping scale.
Yes.
Digital shipping scale. So once you highlight me, Bill, put me on solo here. I just want to show this. Well, actually, I could probably there you go. So this is a shipping scale. I use Accutech. There's a million brands out there. You get them on eBay, you get them on Amazon. This can be battery operated or it can be power. Typically, I have it plugged in power. I just want to show you guys. And then what you do is you would put your item on the scale, and then you would say, okay, this weighs X amount, and that's how you would determine what you would list it as far as the shipping weight. Again, that's one of the hardest things for new sellers to learn is shipping. So again, with shipping, like I said, invest the $25 in that if you can. Most of us already have printers at home. If you have an inkjet printer, that's fine. If you have a laser printer, that's even better. But when you first start out, purchase your own shipping. Don't go to the post office and pay the premium shipping because they're going to charge you like 25% on average higher than what you can when you purchase it online. So again, I can purchase through eBay, and I'm a not a top rater or top rated plus. I'm just I'm above standard, so to speak. So I don't get like the extra 10% or an extra 5% discount, but I do get a good discount through eBay directly. What I do a lot of times is I compare my eBay shipping costs to Pirate Ship. Now, anybody can sign up for Pirate Ship shipping. And what's nice about Pirate Ship is that it's commercial plus rates. So you get the top rates possible for USPS, the best rates. And what you do is you tie a credit card to that. You can tie PayPal, but I think you tie PayPal. I shouldn't say that. I believe you can, but I tie a credit card to that. And then I have a rewards credit card or a cashback credit card. So again, I'm saving on the shipping because I'm getting a discounted rate. Plus I'm getting a little bonus. I'm getting either cash back or I'm getting some kind of reward points from using my credit card. So again, that's the basics of it. We talked about the scale. We talked about the digital printer. We talked about saving money on that. And that's basically it, guys. That's the gist of it. That's in a nutshell. Again, there's other channels that will give you all the little nitty gritties of step by step how to list. But again, that's like the basics, how to get started. Find things around your home. Another thing I wanted to suggest to you too is you can also ask friends and neighbors, and relatives even. Maybe they're doing some spring cleaning or something. Say, look, Mom, Dad, Aunt Sharon, Cousin Joey. You know, neighbor Bill. Do you have
Mhm.
anything you guys are thinking about getting rid of? Maybe do some spring cleaning or something. Go there, take out what you can that's saleable,
Mhm.
sell that, and either donate what's not sellable or dispose of it.
Mhm.
Free is free, guys. That's a
Mhm.
great way to
Oh,
speak. I mean, and some of you probably know Donatella Bonatelli. She does very well. She lives in Palm Springs in a ritzy area. So she has some friends and neighbors that are very well off, and they don't even want to be bothered going to a thrift store. They'll just say, Donatella, why don't you come over and pick up some of these things? I want you to give them to you. You can sell them online, or I mean, she does a lot of wholesale things through her eBay auction, not eBay auctions, through her YouTube auctions.
well,
But again, free is free, guys. So keep that in mind. So that's another source of option of sourcing is to contact friends, neighbors, relatives. Tell them that you're doing that. They may not think it's a great idea, but you don't have to worry about that. You just want to get their free goods. So that's it in a nutshell. So Bill, why don't you I'll bring it back to you.
well, I was going to say about the full time. If you want to make it a full time, and you have to decide whether you want to make it a business or if you want to make it a hobby. I personally knew that I didn't want to work for anybody anymore, and I am getting up in age, and I wanted to have.
You got to see the discount though.
Well, I wanted to get that early retirement, and I was thinking, oh my gosh,
Sure.
I got to I'm like 62 or 65 or whatever. But I got to say, if you do get into this business, make sure you network with people. Don't be afraid. I was always afraid to tell people what I did as a reseller, and we were full time, and our job consisted. We were second shift, so that's what made it nice. But we
Right.
worked till midnight, and then if we got stuck on the board, we had to work till 4 a.m. That's just the way our work. But what we did is the days that we would source on Tuesdays and Wednesdays because they were back then it was just Wednesdays because we didn't know about the half price Tuesday day.
Mm-hmm.
So we would go on Wednesdays, and we knew we didn't have to be in work till 4 o'clock. So we would get up at 9 o'clock, go sourcing till like 11 or 12. We were spending 2-3 hours in this thrift store because we didn't know. We had to look up everything at the time.
Well, that's how you learn.
And that's how you teach yourself.
Yep.
And listening to other people and following different people.
Like you said, networking, and I'm going to give one of your tips. Like nothing, not super, in depth. But Bill and I were talking pre-show, and he was showing me some cosmetics.
Yeah,
cosmetics sell, guys.
Yep.
One of the other resellers, Bill, once if you see cosmetics, a good price, pick them up.
I picked up 4 pieces of cosmetic for $25, and I just sold a bottle about that big, and it was expired. We sold it for $15. So, yes. But
I'm sorry. Good.
No, I was just going to go back to getting started. I went out to visit because we had met Star, the flipping hippo, out in Vegas, and she's only in Pittsburgh, which is only about a 4.5-5 hour drive from us. So we went to see her 2 years ago this November. And I'm going to swing this a whole different direction. She turned us on to Dave Ramsey, who teaches you how to take your own money and get out of debt. Well, I went and Googled it, and I watched it behind the scenes. I was watching it, and then Dave caught on to it. And by January, we both clicked into it, and we worked our butts off last summer and banked like 6 months of work and had like half of our bills paid off before we even decided to even think about going full time. So, but the best thing to do is if you guys want to make this a business, whatever you sell, even if it's a remote for $10, put that $10 in the bank and do not spend it on personal. Keep that separate, and then take that $10, like Adam was saying, and go out and buy 4 remotes, or buy 5 remotes for $2.
Let me address something you're saying. It just clicked. Every once in a while, it's like ding, little light bulb goes off the top of my head. Guys, please don't use credit cards.
Yes.
To finance your purchases. Please, please, please.
We are running a
100. You guys are probably,
there's people out there that tell you
pay your bills on time and not, paying interest. But don't be caught in that trap. No. Don't be paying 19-20% interest on credit cards to purchase inventory. Please don't do that.
Absolutely not. We are running a debt-free business.
Right. When you said Dave Ramsey and the debt-free, it's like that just because there are some people that I thinking do that, and that's a dangerous game to be playing.
And not pointing fingers or anything either, but there's YouTubers out there that tell you to buy on credit card and pay it off every month. But like you said, you get caught up in the rat race,
People aren't disciplined enough, yeah.
And then it goes into the next month. And now, like you said, that you're already paying 13% to eBay. So now you're paying another 20% to a credit card. So now you're paying 33% on a product that might only get you $5 profit, you know?
Absolutely. Yep.
So you have to be very, very careful of that. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So with that being said, that's when Dave and I sat down and we did this budget, and it took us about 3 months to actually get it down on paper. And that's when we decided that I would say part-time, because I have a pension coming in from my previous job, and Dave would work the business full-time. And then when all this came down 6 months ago, they forced me to work at a job I didn't need to be at during what was going on.
Right.
So I went into work one day, put in my 2 weeks notice, and now the guy that got me started is looking at early next year to go full-time. And he's...
Oh, good. He's going to go full-time?
Yeah. And because we know him, people at work are saying, oh, those guys can't be doing that. How they reselling? They can't live on the Well, you know what? And I'm not trying to throw anything in anybody's face, but
anybody, right?
If you do it correctly and you are disciplined, and I had a really, really hard time with that for many, many years, that discipline, and you discipline yourself to do this. I mean, I'm in an office with over 2,700 items in it, and we still got another 200 or 300 items that have to be put online. And every morning I come into this office, I'm very, very proud of what we have accomplished from just a 20-hour purchase. And of course, we put about, I'd say probably about $500 of our own money for equipment and everything, but we got reimbursed over the years too. So,
like I said, in my mind, the only thing you really have to, again, you don't have to,
right?
But the digital scale is a lifesaver.
Yes.
I mean, because that's really hard to learn, guys, and you really need to know what shipping is going to cost you.
Yes.
And for $25, it's not like we're talking like, $2, $3, $4. When you can buy a light kit, it's $100, $150. You can buy a backdrop for photography. That's another $100.
Yeah.
With the backdrop and the stands and everything.
Shipping.
And again, you use your cell phone. Cell phones have some of the best cameras in the world these days. I mean, especially some of these iPhones now, the newer iPhones, they take tremendous pictures.
You were talking about shipping, okay? Prime example, I got two real quick. One is we sold the adult diapers. I weighed it wrong, and it was going to Hawaii.
I remember you telling me the story.
Yes, I sold it for $36. Well, it cost me $25 to send it to Hawaii. And the other one was we sold a PlayStation, the drum set for PlayStation, picked up for $10. We were at work and we sold it for $100, and I was like super excited. And break time, I went running over to Dave to tell him and everything. Well, guess what? My weight was off by about 10 pounds. And guess where it was going? California. So after shipping and everything, because I didn't weigh it right, I think we might have made $10 on the deal. So yes, if you're going to get in this, please, please, please work on your shipping. Something else that I want to talk about. I follow a couple of motivators. I follow Dave Ramsey, obviously. We follow Les Brown, Wayne Dyer, Jim Rohn, and I just started listening to Gary Vee. And even if you guys are a full-time job and want to do this as a hobby, the way he breaks it down is that you have 24 hours in a day. So let's say you sleep 7 hours. So it gives you 17 hours. And let's say your drive to work is an hour each way and you're at an 8-hour shift. It gives you 7 hours left in your day. And half of that is spent with your family. Now, Dave and I have the privilege, because we don't have any children, my children, that still gives you 3.5 hours to work on your business. If you do that 2-3 times a day, and on your weekends you're off, you can spend half your time. So you can slowly build this. And that's the way we did it. We worked full-time jobs, and then we spent maybe 2 or 3 hours before we went into work over a 2-year period and got to this point of where we're at now. So So that's just
Yeah,
one.
in fact, Maggie, I don't know if you saw it in the chat. Maggie posted she really appreciates you posting your daily inspirational messages on Facebook.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. You know what? It took me a long time to realize that your life doesn't have to be negative all the time. And we've been listening to this stuff for almost 2 years now. And they tell you the first 20 minutes is what sets your day. And I
Right.
used to get up every morning and run to the news and listen to it. When all this
Now, you know what, dude?
years,
You check the weather and traffic on your phone. You don't need to look at the news in the morning.
4 years ago, I was following the news networks for 18 hours a day. I mean, every hour. And no, you can't live. You got to live for today. And, we have, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but behind me is inspirational. And now, since we paid off all our debt, we have a vision board up in our living room that we have of goals that we want to still keep on going. But so anyway, getting back to the part-time, full-time. If you guys decide to get a store and you do go with the basic, you're entitled to what's called Terapeak. And in Terapeak, you can actually get your product and Google it in their search. Excuse me. And then it will actually show you what it's worth. I don't know.
That's something I think you and I should probably do a show on. I mean, you're way more experienced than I am on Terapeak. So why don't we schedule that as one of our shows? We'll discuss Terapeak.
I can hit it real quick here.
Yeah. I mean, okay. I want to try to keep it basic, but go ahead.
Let me see if I can figure out how.
I'm sure we could do like 45 minutes show just on Terapeak and looking things up, leave eBay solds and Terapeak and what's things sold.
But even as a basic seller, you can just go and Google on your phone and it gives you 90 days of what it'll sell for. And that's what we do every time. And it took us almost 2 years to know what was selling and what wasn't. Now, when we got involved, let
me give you a quote while we're on quotes.
Sure.
Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. You talking about that shipping?
Yeah.
The adult diapers to Hawaii? Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. So again, like anything, there's a learning curve. Like with this, you're getting better. You're working your way through this StreamYard. I mean, you can't know everything when you first start doing something.
Well, we were we spent almost 2 hours to get this thing set up today. So, which is fine, and that's how you learn. Yeah. But like Jim Rohn is a spokesperson for Herbalife. And Herbalife hired him to go around the world and speak. And one of his quotes is, the more times you fail, the better you're at it. And just because you fail once, you just don't quit, So, I mean, like some of these things, the one that I really love is when things go wrong, just don't go with them. If you're pulling the shipping like we did, don't just move on to the next one. It's a learning curve. And then for the next time not to do that. So
well, I tell people that watch my channel, sometimes I'm my own worst enemy. And one of the phrases I try to apply to my life is don't hold grudges, because holding a grudge is like taking poison and expecting the other person to die. What's done is done. It's not going to affect them. You got to try to move on. Starting yourself.
Yep. I'm reading a book. It's called oh shoot, it's at the tip of my tongue and I can't even think of it. I got a brain freeze.
I'll show you the book I'm just starting to read. It's a marketing book.
What the heck's the name of the book?
I took a YouTube course. It's called, it looks blue on this screen, but it's actually purple. The Purple Cow. It's a little short book. What on Amazon or eBay, $4 free shipping.
It just popped in my head. Think and Grow Rich. That's the name of the book.
Grow Rich, yes.
Yeah. There's a quote in there that Les Brown talks about it. If you're on your deathbed and you don't take the chance in life because you're stuck in this rut and you think it's just that one-way street because you're afraid to swerve. And I felt that way when I was about to lose my job when we found out the company I work with was going bankrupt.
Right.
That fear of doing it.
You were afraid, MP? We
went ahead. You know what? If you fail, you just move on. But in that book he quotes down to write your dreams on paper and to read them aloud before you go to bed and when you wake up. And it's like that training your mind that after 30 days, the ritual sets in.
Exactly.
And you start to see goals. And every night and every morning I wake up, you know, my goal was to hit a certain amount of money by the end of this year, which we're going to do we're going to be really close to get close to 1,000 followers on Instagram. I'm almost there. Posting, doing more YouTube. I'm getting there with that.
Yep.
Increasing our listings, selling more shoes. We're starting to do that. Do flea markets. I'm starting to do that. So they do work. If you got to believe in yourself, you know. My biggest fear in life was I was always worried about you all the way in Camden, was worried about what I was doing under my roof. I always worried about what the other person next to me thought of. And
Right.
I finally got to the point in my life where there's nobody that cares about me but me. So, and I know I'm getting sidetracked, but sorry.
You have people that care about you, but I mean,
I know,
you're
but
right.
I'm just,
You got to look out for number one. Yeah, absolutely.
I know I'm getting sidetracked, but and you know, reselling is a very tough life because you're by yourself, and that's why you need to network. And you have these talk shows in the morning that people have out there, and
Get you motivated, get you listing.
Yep.
There's some channels that do like listing goals. You know, I know Maggie is now the one of the channels does listing goals.
Yep.
And they report, you know, what they listed. And hey, if it works, go for it. I mean, you know, like I said, you're your own boss.
Yes.
You know,
like Dave, my husband just mentioned, multiple streams of income. If you want to make this succeed, you got to hustle. Because if you don't hustle, you don't eat, is basically what it comes down to. You know, get yourself on other platforms.
You no one write you a paycheck, right?
Yep. And you have to establish yourself on one platform.
You have to set up parameters, like so many hours you're going to work. You know, you're going to allocate. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. Take my photographs. That's what I'm going to do. My listing. Then I'm going to eat lunch. Then I'm going to do this. I'm going to spend time with my family. Then I'm going to go back. You know, you have to set up like a schedule. It's a job. It's like having a real job. It's just that you're your own boss. Marrakesh has once you practice sharing that, once you click on the item on StreamYard and click on share or show. We're trying to teach Bill a couple lessons here, Marrakesh. See his comment?
Yeah, I do.
If you click on it in StreamYard and you can click show.
Okay. Oh,
that's Scott Adams, but that's all right. The one right above it.
There we are. Okay. Go. What's the difference between Terapeak and the history for sold items? Well, Terapeak actually gives you a year, and if I can get the screen share here.
You want to pull up Terapeak? Go for it.
I'm going to pull up Terapeak. Can you guys see that?
Message off because it'll be printed on the just.
Did it show up?
Remove. Like I said, just remove his message. Click remove, and that way, because when you have Terapeak up, it'll be on the bottom of Terapeak. Okay. So there you go. Now do a screen share, guys. It's a learning curve, so bear with us.
All right. So I want to go to
share screen.
Okay, we got it. Okay.
Yep.
And there's
opening your tabs. That's your eBay store.
Can we see that?
Yeah. Why don't you make that full screen? You remember how to do that?
Let me get out of here. And
go back. Oh, he's trying. Bear with us. I hope we didn't lose him. We might have lost Bill, guys. Were there any questions until Bill comes back? Any questions in the chat? Like I said, guys, I mean, Marrakesh, I appreciate that. I was just trying to give like a basic overview of, you know, if you're new or newer to reselling, just how to get started. Oh, there you go. I can't hear you now. You there? Bill, all right. I think it might be muted.
Can you see me now?
Yep.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yes.
And you can see Terapeak?
No, I see your eBay store right now.
Okay. Because I am in Terapeak, I thought.
Okay, well maybe it is. It looks just like your eBay store.
Terapeak right there.
Okay, I
Search
can't
product?
tell. Maybe that is Terapeak. Okay, yeah, it is Terapeak.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
It's very
so what I
small.
want to
to
do,
make the full screen if you can, but
so let's put Nike in here, okay? And let's just come up with men's Nike shoes. And then over here, you're going to see 365 days. Is everybody with me so far?
yes,
Hello? Yes?
yes.
Okay. So you hit this search button, and we're going to hit used, fixed price, and this will give me a year. And then I'm just randomly, let's pick Air Jordan, size 13. All right, we'll do size 10. And then we hit search, and then it comes up here. So over here on the left, it's going to tell me the average price over a year sold for $94.75. Average shipping was $13.36. 32% were free shipping. 1,727 sold, and there was 1,342 sellers. And then you can hit average sold, and this will tell you the highest price. So as you can see, one pair here sold for $1,800. And I hope everybody's with me. Yeah, right. So, but that's just the basics, and we can go in and we can do another show explain exactly how we do it. But that's how Dave and I, especially Dave with the jeans, he does.
The price of jeans.
Yes, and that's basically
overall thumb, right? You want your cost of goods to be 25% or less.
Yes, we shoot for 15%.
15%. 15
to 25%. So, okay. And then Scott, if he's still in the chat, had taught us a lesson. You want to do 33%. And if I'm getting this wrong, please apologize, Scott. You want to do 33% cost, 33% profit, and then 33%, if I believe I'm hearing them right, would go for your expenses and stuff towards that item.
Like your fees and whatnot?
Yeah. So you want to pay a third of what that item cost.
So let's just make it $15.
Right.
You want to make it easy,
Right.
$5 profit, $5 cost of goods,
and then
$5 expenses.
Right. So there it is. 3 times your money in 90 days.
Money in 90 days.
Yes. Thank you, Scott. So, and that's another thing that we're learning. We were buying things, and obviously we didn't know what we were doing until we learned what items were good and weren't good.
Right.
But now we're at the point where we're trying to wash things out within 90 days. So
turn things over within 90 days, right?
And the other thing you want to do too is you want to do sales in your store. So
listing sales. We'll get into that later, but listing sales, send offers to watchers, which we discussed before.
Yep. But we can do another whole show on that.
Showing that. Yep.
But the basis is basically if you guys want to turn this into a part-time or even a full-time job, just keep rolling that money over. I was in this business
as much as you can. Roll that their sales into purchasing new inventory.
Because I was in this business 15 years ago.
I said, it's really good to keep a separate account too, like you said.
Oh yeah, because I was in this business.
You don't intermingle your personal and your business income.
That's what I was just going to talk about. I was in this 15 years ago, and I had a little shop, and what was happening was we were using the business profits towards personal money.
Right.
And then when I needed merchandise for the business, we were not happy because we had to dip into the personal money to
buy inventory.
And finally, the business just went belly up because it just wasn't working. So, but I mean, there is other things involved too. I mean, you have to know your accounting and all that stuff, but that's what is nice about Dave and I. Obviously we're both strong now on the sourcing, but I take care of a lot of the photographing and listing, and Dave does the back end
Back office,
with all the
the accounting.
and recording, and yeah, because we are now, as of January of last year, we are now an LLC company.
Oh, great.
So we have to, thank you. So we have to keep track of everything we're doing.
You got to save tax dollars.
Oh, tell me about it. Uncle Sam still wants his money.
Yes,
So,
he does.
we're waiting to hear from our accountant. We just set up quarterly tax payments. So as soon as that comes back from the state, we'll be paying that. So
That just as a side note, how does that work in Pennsylvania? Do you have to report quarterly sales tax, or you don't
yes.
do it?
Yes. Or you could wait till the end of the year, but we chose to do quarterly.
Okay.
So, and then we have obviously a separate envelope for that. But
right.
And but yeah, multiple streams of income is the other thing that helps out. I just recently started doing flea markets.
Yes.
Because we were at and this is where the networking comes in. We were in York, which is only about an hour from here, sourcing, and a gentleman came up and says, "Oh, you guys buy things to sell?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, I got a garage full of stuff."
Okay.
So we went to his house, and we actually called up the storage unit company that we picked the same day. We went down and cleaned his garage out. So to compensate the fee for the storage unit monthly, I'm now taking his stuff that we bought to flea market, and now I've been to 14 different flea markets, and the 15th I've done 19 so far. The last 4 have been all profitable. So we have enough.
You sold at 19 flea market, not 19 flea market, but you sold 19 times at flea markets.
Yes, and when we got to flea market number 15, paid for the year of the storage unit. So now we're in the
process. So you made enough profit from that one flea market to pay for the whole year for your storage.
The last 19 flea markets we've made
congratulations
to pay 1 year on the storage unit, and now
I don't recommend that for new sellers, by the way, guys.
No.
Storage unit when you first start.
No, please do it as costly as possible. Again, we're 3 years into this, so we have the capital to do it.
Cost effective, not costly. Cost effective.
And yes, thank you. And we made our first 2 wholesale buys. Casey connected us with somebody, and then we were at what's called the Green Dragon out here in Lancaster. It's out in Ephrata, PA.
Mm-hmm.
We hooked up a wholesale deal with the guy out there just this past Friday.
Networking.
Yes, networking. And now he has invited us to his warehouse, which is close by. It's only about a 15-minute drive.
Oh, awesome.
So, but yes, networking will get you places, guys. We've connected with 2 people that do house cleanouts, and then they have all that left over. They don't know what to do with. And then Sunday, I sold a pair of jeans to a woman, and she has a consignment shop, and every 3 months she turns her inventory over. And then she sells it by the bag.
She liquidates it?
She liquidates her store every 3 months.
Well, how does she sell it? Like she contacts various sellers or
various people and sells it by the bag load.
Cool. There you go. You wouldn't know that unless you connected through her network.
Yep. So is there anything that we didn't touch that you can think of?
Well, we got kind of sidetracked in different directions.
I know we did.
Okay? It happens. Were there any questions, guys? I know almost every one of you is an established seller. Like I said, we're going to discuss various things from beginning to intermediate. We're not going to probably get into advanced because I consider myself almost an intermediate, a very advanced beginner, but on the verge of intermediate. At least I've been doing this for about 4 years. But you learn like you guys are doing it full time, so you learn a lot more quickly because it's basically sink or swim. Yes,
that hustle, that morning hustle.
Yep.
But yeah, we got ourselves. You were talking about routines earlier this morning, or earlier in the video, and Dave's up at 5:30, 6 o'clock down here shipping.
Like you said, 5:30, 6 o'clock. He's up in the morning. Yep.
Doing the shipping. Shipping's out the door by 9:30 at the latest, and I'm down here by 10 photographing, and I list on my phone. And then there's a pile of jeans back here.
You're listing on your phone, really?
I list on my phone, and then that stack of jeans right there, I'll photograph them, and then I'll transfer them onto the computer, and then Dave will list on either this laptop or the other laptop while I'm listing on my phone. So we try to get, on a good day, we can get 30 listings up.
Okay.
So, and then there's
a lot of clothing. Clothing takes more time.
yes, we are.
And I'm not going to contradict Bill, but I'm going to give my personal opinion.
Sure.
I don't like listing on the phone. I don't even like it a little
No?
bit. I'll take
Really?
pictures. And
Okay.
then, import them that way sometimes.
Right.
Sort of draft.
Okay.
And then I like to list on my computer. To me, it's way easier.
Okay.
I mean, you got the little screen, and you got to then you got all the buttons to click off now with all the item specifics you have to check off. The computer.
Well,
maybe an iPad, because that's a little bit larger than a phone.
And once we talk about multiple streams of income, Dave and I are right now discussing whether to use one of these listing sites to help us to cross post.
Right.
I'm
going to say this to America's. Right now, America's, I'm just doing not just doing clothes. I'm predominantly clothes. But I want to be like about, 70% hard goods, 30% clothing. Right now, I'm probably 95% clothing. I mean, I've had some hard goods, and my hard goods turn over a lot more quickly than my clothing, so it's a lot less work.
And we are about.
Example. Go ahead. Keep talking.
No, I was going to say we're about 80% clothing and 20% hard goods. Our main niche is sneakers and jeans, and then we just started doing hard goods. We actually are doing. And I've been following Beth Reselling Rowboat. We've been doing appliances.
Let me interrupt you for 1 second.
Yep.
We're going to try to keep this around an hour, right?
Sure.
Okay. Beth's show, Reseller Rowboat, is on at 9 p.m.
Okay.
And she's having Valerie on.
Oh, cool.
Real quick. This is what I got to start listing.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Very nice.
Hard goods, jewelry.
Yep.
4 pair of earrings. That's what I got to start listing. It's so much easier to list hard goods.
Do you have yourself one of those little photograph boxes?
I did a do it your. Geez, I don't speak much. I did a do it yourself one.
Okay.
And I'm going to repair that. It's going to take me 10 minutes to repair it. And I'm probably going to even do a video on it eventually. I'm going to do a little video on how to build one. I'm going to, speed it up. You can speed up the video.
Sure.
So I'm going to show people how to build one.
Nice.
$5. Now, granted, you got to have lighting. I mean, I have ring lights. I have. I showed you guys before. I have that lighting. I don't think it's in this box. Maybe it is in this box. We won't be able to see it, but I have. I don't know if you can even see this, but
okay.
That's a special light. I learned that from Lonnie Garage Flips.
Okay.
That's great too because you can flip it over like that.
Oh, nice.
So that I'm going to use that for my my picture box.
Okay.
And then I have the big, huge ring light that I'm using right now. That's 19 inches.
Wow.
That can go down to 45 degrees also, but that's got a big, huge base on it. The other thing is a little tiny thing. You just put it on top, right over top of your photo box.
Okay. Yeah, this is, if I can spin this around real quick, this is my setup here, and there's my lights. And then that's the rest of the store. And then shipping is over in this area over here. So
the light box is the second best investment he made, other than thermal printer. Now, thermal printers, again, I didn't mention thermal printers, Scott. I did mention printers because most people, I would say 90% of people that have children or whatever, whatever reason, have their own printer.
Yep.
Ideally, if you do any kind of volume, absolutely, thermal printer is the way to go.
Thermal printers are awesome.
Switched to thermal yet?
I'm sorry?
Have you switched to a thermal printer yet?
Yes, we have Rollo.
Which one do you use?
The Rollo, and it hooks to this computer.
The Rollo, great. Okay.
And we love it. Dave's
just as an aside, now I know we get sidetracked a little bit. Eric, the college picker. If you guys are ever interested in getting any kind of thermal printer, he does tons of videos on thermal printers. how to set them up. He compares brands and models to each other. He handles problems. If there are problems with them, he explains how to fix it. Great channel. Eric, the college picker, he's part of the green room, but that doesn't really matter. But very knowledgeable when it comes to thermal printers.
So yeah, I guess we've had our Rollo printer about a year now.
Okay.
But again, that was one of those. It was a big investment, so we.
Sure, Rollos aren't cheap. And
No.
did you buy that new?
Yes.
Okay.
And again, when we had enough money in the account, and just like all these racks you see, well, I don't know if you can see that or not, but some of these racks, they go back.
Right.
Each time we had a category for equipment, and when we saved up enough money, then Dave would run over to the store, or order them on eBay, and then the bins to go with it. So, but again, it was after we had the capital.
Right. And again, that's a business expense. It's a
Exactly.
legitimate write-off.
Exactly.
And you're specifically using it for your reselling business.
Yes. So, but for those that are in the chat and ready for the fourth quarter, good luck to everyone. Hope everybody has the right amount of supplies and everything. We are actually waiting on 3 shipments of shoe boxes. We got all our padded flat rates to go. We got like 4
I never
boxes.
got my USPS shipment, but I do have a little over 100 padded flat rate envelopes. I have a couple boxes of if I need them. I won't go through 100 padded flat rate envelopes. And then
We just ordered.
months.
We have 2 in the office, and I think Dave just ordered 4 more. They all came.
Mine never came. I don't know what happened. I never got them.
We're waiting on our shoe boxes. So
I never got my shoe boxes, and I never got my padded flat rate envelopes. So I don't
Wow.
know what happened.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm going to try. I'm still probably sell jeans. I'll have jeans left over, but trying to get away from that. And like I said, I definitely want the shoe boxes though, because I want to try to get involved with some of those athletic shoes. So,
No.
all right, guys. Are there any questions? Because I know that. Can you do a YouTube video about Lonnie Lightset? I will try to. I tried to research it. I know there are other brands out there, Marrakesh, that are similar. But I will. I'm going to do a video. I'm going to show you guys how. I'm going to show you how to build the do-it-yourself light box, and I'll show you that lighting. There's other ones. You can use a ring light, but I'll show you what I'm definitely going to do a video. I'm going to show you guys how I want to do it. And like I said, I really want to get more in the hard goods. I mean, with this jewelry, it's pretty easy. And the other thing too is I have a curved piece of white poster board in there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a piece of like black felt or something. I'm going to put that in there as well when I photograph jewelry, because sometimes it's better to show black as their background as opposed to white. And again, Google allegedly prefers white and black backgrounds for the search. So okay.
We like I was telling you earlier, 2 kitchen appliances are real quick. I know we're time short, but we bought a lot machine for 50 cents and parted it out and profited almost $40 on it just by selling the pieces, because people are looking.
Oh, Jack Lane was the one you spent $20.
Jack, yeah, we bought two of them juicers,
right?
And I think we spent $20 on each of them. And after we're done parting it out, we're going to profit over $100.
Right,
and that's after
five times your investment.
Yep, just by parting it out, and that's. I think it was 3 times more than what the machine actually sold for by the whole machine. So, because with these tough times, things are kind of hard to come by with parts.
Okay, real quick, I'm going to help Bill close this out. Guys, please don't forget to click on the thumbs up. It helps Bill's channel. It helps people, tells YouTube that people enjoy this content. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. Click on the subscription, and then also click on the bell, all notifications. Bill and I will be doing this every other Monday. I typically do my show on Wednesday evenings on my channel, Adam's Exploits, at 7 p.m. I won't get into details, but I'm going to be preoccupied because I have a test Thursday morning. So for any of you that are over 50, you probably know what I'm talking about. I won't be in any condition to do any kind of YouTube live streams, but I am going to release a video for you guys on Wednesday.
And also, if you need any of these equipment stuff that we're talking about, all the links are down below in my description box. I do get a small commission. Just remember that. All Adam's channels are linked below, and my Instagram is, and my Facebook channel is also linked below. So with that being said, do you have anything last minute to say, Adam?
No, just remind everybody, if you would like, go check out Beth, Reseller Rowboat, and check out Valerie's story.
Yes.
So just type in Reseller Rowboat into your YouTube search. We're good to go.
I was trying to think if it was a different name of a different show. So wasn't it called Coming Out? Is that
No. This is her regular channel. This is her Reseller Rowboat.
Okay.
She's interviewing Valerie.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. I'm going to look forward to seeing that then.
Okay.
So
she should be starting now or momentarily. All right, guys.
All right,
Thanks
guys.
for being here. See you next time.
Thank you for being here. Thank you, Adam, for showing up and helping me get through this. All right, guys. Like Adam said, hit that thumbs up, and we will see you in 2 weeks. All right. Bye.